Hello and welcome back to my review of the 1 to 100 scale Master Grade Gundam Astray Red Frame Kai. Now, before we actually get started with the review, I want to do something special with this Master Grade. Here is my workshop, and as you can see, I have disassembled the entire model kit. The bodies are now in separate pieces, along with the action base, the tactical arms, the katanas, and the bonus pieces that come with this Master Grade. Now, I'm going to top coat this entire model with Krylon's matte finish 1311 top coat. Let's get started. So, after a few hours worth of painting, opening the door, top coating, we finally have every piece of the Master Grade Red Frame Kai top coated, except for the katanas, which all the gold parts I have repainted with the Rust-Oleum gold, and I have not top coated the chrome blades because chrome does not look good top coated. Now, let's get on with the review. Now that we are done top coating the Master Grade Red Frame Kai, we can now go on with the review. Now, in this part of the review, we'll be going over the Tiger Pierce, the tactical arms, the action base, as well as the many hidden goodies that Bandai has made in this kit. Before we actually start the review, let's take a look at the paint job that I did on the Master Grade Red Frame. And as you can see, most of it went on pretty well, but some parts, like the chest, are starting to fog up. That should disappear after a while, along with the fogging that has happened to the decals and the stickers. Now, if you look at the Gundam straight, you realize that the gold parts are a lot more shinier. That's because I decided to go over it with the second and third layer of the Krylon Brilliant Gold paint. And overall, I think I did a pretty good job. Now it is time to get more into the Kai business of this Master Grade. Here we have the Tiger Pierce katana, which is pretty much an exact replica of the Gundam straight, except on the blade, there is kanji of the Tiger Pierce, just like there is a kanji of the Gundam straight. So overall, it is pretty much a replica, but it's still very nice, and dual welding really does look very cool with the red frame. The tactical arms has many forms, and this instruction manual will tell you how to transform it. Beginning with sword form, onto the arrow form, the awkward looking flight form, then into the delta form, my personal favorite, the V form, and possibly the work form. Now, let's move away from the small swords and get onto the big swords. This is the Tactical Arms IIL, which is just a hand-me-down from the Master Grade Blue Frame 2nd Revise, but it does have some unique parts. Now, this sword is huge. When you compare it to the actual Gundam itself, yeah, the sword wins by a lot thanks to the handle and the guard. Now, this Tactical Arms was very easy to top coat because there are a lot of places you can clip onto and won't be exposed when it's in any kind of form. There are some very nice stickers that have the words low written in some wacky letters, as well as very nice detail stickers on the black parts. And on the back, it would be very plain. However, I did do a custom scheme decal along the very edge of the blade to make it seem less dull. Now, this Tactical Arms is giant and heavy, so it will require a little bit of help if the Master Grade Red Frame will want to hold it. It receives its help from in the form of the Action Base 2, which does come with this Master Grade, and has a custom part along the neck, which is a lot longer than the usual one, and a custom plug to plug it into the side of the Tactical Arms. Thanks to the Action Base 2, the Master Grade Red Frame has no problem whatsoever holding Tactical Arms, if you want to ignore the fact there's a red stand sticking out of the ground. Now, there are a lot of pegs along the handle of the Tactical Arms. There are 3 along the top and 1 on the handle-ish handle. Now, it looks pretty well, but it can also go aerial. This pose is best done by the Master Grade Blue Frame, as it is its box art, but the red frame can pull it out very well, and it is very, very easy to pull off and very cool looking, especially since you get to hold the tactical arms without the action base. Now, following the instructions on the instruction manual, you can easily attach the tactical arms onto the back flap and twist it at an angle. Now, even though you can't use all 3 at once, I think that Roanoa has some challenge in terms of who's the real 3-sword master. The sword form is pretty cool, but it's time to check out some other form, mainly the arrow form. In order to transform it, you will first split the blades into two parts and detach the lock mechanism and push it in, similar to how you would transform the flight form on the Master Grade Blue frame. Next, you will pop out this part, which pops out very easily, and then simply spin and bend the two blade parts into these two channels. Now, the manual recommends that you pull them off and replug them, but you can do it like this, no problem. Pretty simple. Now, after lining them together properly, you will spin this into the appropriate position. Make sure the wings or the hilt are in its appropriate position. Then you will reattach this like that. Flip this down. And there you have the basic arrow form. Now, they do give you a effect part for the beam, which plugs in pretty simple, and it looks pretty good overall. And here's the Master Grade Red frame holding the arrow form of the Tactical Arms. And as you can see, I'm using the red action base to hold up this giant bow. However, if you didn't use it, you could have the red frame hold the arrow form, but it will look like as if he's drawing a bow as opposed to shooting it. Now, getting all of the pegs and holes lined up together in the hand and the handles are very hard, but not impossible. Overall, this form looks pretty cool, but it can seem kind of weird because of the red base. Now, it takes a lot of patience, time, trial and error, but you can have the Master Grade Red frame on an action base using the arrow form. Now, to do this is pretty simple, but also hard at the same time. You have to plug both of the hands into their representative plugs, and you have to take the action base and swap out the connector. This is the custom one for the sword form, and that one is one that comes on the actual tray and is to be used with the regular 1:44 scale suits. But overall, it looks okay, and you can make it look a lot more dynamic, but it took me about 5 minutes to get into this pose, and I really don't want to mess it up. Transforming this from the arrow form into the flight form is pretty simple. Just take out the arrow part, flip this, flip the handle, and flip these two parts up as well, and slide out the wings, and you are done. That is how it should look. Sorry, red frame. Even your cool looks can't save you from that. Next, we shall transform this into the Delta form, which, pretty simple. Pull back the wings, pop this part up, and bend it down. Then you'll just slide the two blade/wing parts up, fold these two small pieces up, and they will kind of fit in, and then slide these two parts out. And sadly, there is no lock mechanism at the very tip, so you'll have to fiddle around in order to get it as best as you can. Looks okay. You'll have to fiddle some more. And since the Delta form is on the box art, I thought it would be kind of cool to try to replicate the box art. And as you can see, the red frame can kind of do it, but those yellow eyes on the box art really makes a difference. Now we're going to transform the awesome Delta form into my favorite form, the V form. And it is pretty simple and pretty similar. As you slide these pieces down, slide these little claws down, fit these down similar to the arrow form, flip these two pieces out, and you get the V form, which I think looks. It attaches on the same way as Delta form, but it has almost a completely new effect, as there is no longer anything over the red frame. Thank you for watching this part of my review of the Master Grade Red frame, and please comment, like, and subscribe if you like what you see. And in the next part of the review, we will be wrapping up the Master Grade Red frame Kai by
checking out the red frame with just the dual katanas. Try to make the Tactical Arms into its work form, and make the Tactical Arms into a blue frame variant, as well as giving it my final thought and grading. Comment, like, and subscribe if you like what you see. See you next time.